Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Arletta Samuel, the Women Empowerment Coach, and I'm passionate about so many things such as parenting, fitness, goal setting, college advice, dating advice, and so much more. So make sure you subscribe and join us along the way. Okay guys, so first, this is our very first episode and I'm so excited to film it with you guys, all right? So this first episode is going to be named Who is Arletta? All right, so who am I? First and foremost, I am Arletta, a beautiful woman, intelligent. I am a college student at Georgia State University, and my major is in psychology. I've been researching a lot of things I'm talking about, guys, and I've been a victim to some of them as well, which is why I know so much about them. That's why I'm talking about them, okay? So there's a little bit of credibility there. I am studying and researching the work that I am talking about, okay? I am a mother to a 3-year-old beautiful daughter. She'll be in a couple of these videos. She's at school now, luckily, so I can film some of these podcasts, y'all. That's what's been holding the podcast up. I was working a full-time job, work 8 hours there, then you drive an hour in traffic. It can literally take me 15 minutes to get there in the morning. Why does it take me an hour to get back? And then you have to go get my baby, and you want to be an active mom. You don't want to just go sit her in a room and come in here and work. So that was like the disconnect. But now I'm not working, so I have so much time to get the content filmed, edited, and uploaded while she's at school. So we're going to be much more dedicated to the content, okay? So she's going to be in some of the videos. We're actually going to film one later on. We're going to do like a science project or something. I haven't picked which one we're going to do, but it's going to be very exciting, okay? So stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe. Next, also, I noticed that I roll my eyes a lot while I talk. I think it's because I talk so fast and my brain is trying to keep up with what I'm saying to make sure I say the right thing. I don't know what it is, but my mama always told me growing up, I roll my eyes when I talk. I don't know if it's just because I'm super animated or what it is, but I don't know. That's just my personality, so we're going to have to excuse it. Sorry, guys. We'll work on it. But in this episode, I'm not gonna have to refilm this a 4th time because I'm rolling my eyes, okay? We're gonna get the content out there and we're gonna work on it as we go. No more holding back because it's not perfect, okay? I hope you guys respect it and bear with us. Subscribe. All right, now that the disclaimer is out there, let's get back to it. So I'm also a believer in Jesus Christ who has got me along the way this far. I'm also going to teach you guys how to pray, read the Bible, go to Jesus when you're in terrible moments instead of having to rely on men, whether that is even just your mom. Like sometimes only God has the answer. So I'm going to teach you guys how to work on that. And also, I am a model. I took a break off because it started feeling like work. And I don't like when things that I love feel like work. But I feel like it felt like that because, like I said, working a full-time job and wanting to execute stuff perfectly, I am literally a perfectionist. And I'm working on that. I really am. But dealing with that, it was literally holding me back, and it just became too stressful. I was like, I'll take a break. And I don't know, I feel like God literally set this up for me to be able to focus. And now, like, I have photographers that want to work with me, and I don't have time to actually work, and I try to cram everything in on the weekends. Like, it makes you hate it. Like, you not struggling, but like rushing all through the week. Then on the weekends, you're doing it too. It's like, I don't know. But now that we have more time, we're definitely going to instill a lot of dedication back into our modeling. All right, cool. All right. So now let's discuss what inspired me to start my podcast. So I've been speaking about this podcast for years, literally way before I even had my baby. I started saying I was going to make this podcast in 2020. The YouTube was started then. Like, if you look on there, the very first intro I had was uploaded then. Maybe I but I'm not sure. But yeah, I've been talking about this literally for 4 years now, and I feel like God has literally instilled the seed in me to sow it and literally let it grow. And I'm so excited to to bring you guys along. So what inspired me most was, I feel like now in our generation, we don't have any true role models. Like, if you think about who is a positive person that's not like famous for being a rapper or singer or something, that you can look up to and say, oh, she's a blank. I look up to being that. Like, what can our little girls look up to being? Everything is literally entertainment or media. And while this is entertainment and media, I plan to show people with my platform ways that you can succeed without being in the entertainment industry, ways that you can succeed without tying yourself to a man early, ways that you can succeed without disrespecting your morals and your values. And so that's really what the inspiration of the podcast came from, because I feel like we're lacking that a lot in the community now. Like, everything is sexy red, which that is not a negative thing. However, is that what all we want our children to be able to look at, or our peers? Like, that's literally all we're consuming. Or baddies. Like, even the kids are watching baddies now, and it's just like blowing me away at this. And I don't know, I just have to save one generation at a time. You fix one generation, you can fix the future, and that's literally what I'm working to do. Okay. And then another really big reason that I wanted to start my podcast and talk more to the younger generation of women and men as well. But one thing about it is, women change the trajectory of the entire future. Like, if women set the standard of starting today, this is the only thing I will accept, blah, 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 anything other than that I won't accept, men will have no other option but to get with it or date men, which they're not going to do. So they're going to get with it. If you set a standard and every woman on the world abides by that standard, they have no choice but to get with it. It's the same thing, that same scenario. It's like when women in other countries, when they're standing together and they're just like, no, we're done having babies until X, Y, and Z happen. Okay, they make it happen, or there will be no legacy, no future. Countries like crumbling, the death rate and the birth rate is not working out. Like, we have to stand together and set a standard, or it's not gonna work out. So I'm gonna teach everybody and help everybody, as I'm learning myself too, how to set a standard moving forward for the women and the girls. Okay. My overall goal for the podcast is for my podcast to lead the current generations and the future generations to happiness, success, righteousness, and overall have morals and lead into a positive direction. I feel like if you look at society right now, I don't know if it's due to social media, the entertainment industry, or what it is, but we're not necessarily going in the best direction. So if I can be a part of the vessel that guides us into the different direction, I'm going to use my voice to do that. And I know God will speak through me and make it successful. And a lot of people may look at me and be like, how can I relate to her? I can't relate to her. She doesn't deal with blah, blah, blah. But really, a lot of people don't know what I necessarily deal with. I don't hold things on my shoulder or wear it as like a badge of honor, but I've dealt with a lot of things, and I feel like I can help people navigate through different emotions, whether it's referring therapy or giving different coping mechanisms, because I've dealt with things such as losing a parent at a young age, or being a single mom, or leaving a relationship, or jealousy in the workplace, or all type of things that we'll talk about more as the podcast goes along. But I just want you guys to enter with an open mind, no judgment, and let's take this journey along the road. A very important thing that I want people to take from my podcast is that women, we can be happy and self-sufficient before and without a man, or without and before finding a man. I'm not saying we don't need men are temper. I'm not saying that, because there are some amazing men out there that if you level yourself up and you instill and pour into yourself, you can qualify for those men. And then you don't have to go around saying men ain't, or men are terrible, blah, blah, blah. You can literally say, oh, I hold myself to a high standard, and the men that I date hold themselves to a high standard as well. Okay? Also, I want to another thing I want to do is break normalizing having people around you just for company. Nobody should be around you just because you're bored. Nobody should be around you just because you don't like being alone. Like, you should not be dealing with that. Anybody around you, whether it's a friend or a relationship, should bring something to the table. Like, regardless of what it is, everybody around you should bring something to the table, because you should be bringing something to the table. Whether it's you're a photographer and one of your friends works in finance and the other one does modeling, and the other, like, y'all can come together and bring something. The other one is a psychologist. She can help y'all with y'all's problems. The other one working in business. Everybody around you guys should bring something. In a relationship, you should bring emotional stability, providing, protection, safety, being able to bring a problem and come out with a solution, being able to bring your mental issues and calm down, things like that. You should, just because he's a man and he come home every night, it's not enough. Like, is he neglecting your other things? We're gonna figure that out. We're gonna work on writing out things that we want in a man, so we know who to say no to moving forward. We're gonna do stuff like that. That's gonna be fun. We're gonna talk about how we shouldn't be giving access to everyone who wants access to us. Don't be flattered because everybody wants a piece of you. Look at you. You should, like, who wouldn't want a piece of you? That's not the flattering. Who deserves a piece? You should be flattered because you can pick. You should be such a high quality person that you can be picky and choosy with who you are. Just having a crowd and a pond full of people is not cool if it's polluted, okay? So teaching how to vet properly and to bring yourself up to that standard to be able to identify properly. I'm also going to teach everybody how to set a vision, create vision boards, set goals, set steps along the way, how to accomplish and attack that goal. Not be soft, but literally be vicious and attack your goals and start accomplishing stuff. Not say, oh, next year, start today. Because all it takes is one step to literally accomplish your goals. And that's what we're going to be focusing on this podcast, okay? And last but not least, we're also going to talk about how to save money. We're going to do different saving challenges together so that we all can be better economically. And as women, when you want to enter the dating field, you'll have the money. You're not going to date somebody just for a meal. We're no more going on dates just because we're hungry. Like, we're going to have savings plans, so we're not even wasting our time. Like, a date isn't even worth our time unless it really is going to amount to something. So we're going to work on that, like bringing our value up in many ways: mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, overall, so that our standards are so high. No more senseless mistakes, okay? We're better than that. We're getting better than that, okay? All right, so what can you expect? So my goal is to post at least 3 times a week. I'm going to try to post almost every day, okay? But at least 3 times a week. I'm probably going to post it around 6, 7 o'clock. We'll see what time this one goes up. If YouTube tries to fake out on me, sometimes YouTube be glitching. So we'll see how this one goes, and then we'll set a permanent plan on the next video. I also want you guys to go subscribe to my TikTok, or follow my TikTok. Follow my Instagram, and my Facebook, and all of that, so we can stay connected on all platforms. I'm going to be posting more real-time content on those platforms, and I just want us to stay connected so we don't miss out on anything. We don't want to miss out on any live videos, any makeup tips, any pop-up events, or anything like that. So let's stay connected, and I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you follow and subscribe and click the bell so you can have some notifications when I post the next time. See you next time.